Welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to pass user information through context in Genkit with Firebase, Node.JS and Gemini. So let's get started. So basically what passing user information means, so suppose if you are trying to do something with Genkit, like whether differentiating between whether a person is a male or a female, and depending on that giving out answers, that can be help for the AI to give answers based on the user's gender. So this is just an example which I am giving, but you can do much more complex things than that. So suppose I want to check whether the user has a valid bearer access token or not. If yes, then only I will give it some response, otherwise I won't give it a response. So suppose your bearer access token is generated from your own application logic, and then you will pass it to your Genkit function to do whatever you feel like. So let's see how to do this. So first you need to come over here to getting started guide. Here you can see I have just created one folder called first. You can name it whatever you feel like, and I'm already cd'd into that folder. Then we just need to run npm init -y, so it will create a package.json file for us over here. Then we need to install these two dependencies, so I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here. It will install the two dependencies for us. Then we need to go to this URL to generate the API key. So I'll come over here, I'll click on create API key, and here I'll just search for Gemini API. I'll click on create API key in existing project. So let's just wait, and here it has generated the key. I'll copy it in a bit. Let's go back to the documentation, and here it says that copy this code. So for this I'll just create an index.ts file. So I am using TypeScript, and I'll just copy this again and I'll paste it over here. Then we need to pass the API key, so I'll just add something like this, and here we can pass our API key, but I'm not using environment variable. I'll directly hardcode the API key. This is a bad practice, you should not do this. Pass it inside an environment variable, but for now this is fine. So I'll just paste it my API key over here. Now we don't require this particular part, so I'll just remove that. Now let's come to this particular documentation of passing information through context. So if you want, you can read this documentation, but I'll just give you a quick summary on how to do it. So suppose we have this particular function. So again I'll just copy it and then I'll explain it to you. I'll paste it over here. Okay, and firstly we have to import this Z, which is an input schema, and this is the output schema. So Z basically stands for Zod. It is a validation library, and I think it is bundled with Genkit, so we don't have to install Zod separately. So this is the input schema, which will have the friend UID, and this is the output schema, which will the output will be basically in form of string. Okay, so instead of friend UID, it can be anything in your case. If you don't want the friend UID, you can ignore that completely as well. So here you can see it is taking friend UID, and it also takes the context. Now we are getting this error. So what I can do is, because the it is telling us the context can be undefined, so for that I'll just add this if clause, and then inside that I'll paste the code, and here I'll add an else clause as well. Okay, and here I'll just throw this error. Okay, I think I added it. Should the else clause should be over here. Okay, so the error is gone. Now we are only getting this error. So here so first I'm just checking whether the context has the auth and whether it has a UID. So this basically a proper UID of the user. If not, then we just say must supply an auth context. Okay, this can be your bearer token as well, and inside here you can maybe decode your token and check whether it is proper or not. But here they have just given a simple logic whether it is a proper UID or not. Then what they do is they pass the friend UID, okay, over here, and the auth UID of the current user, and they try to fetch messages which are already exchanged between these two users, basically like a chat application. But we don't have this, so I can basically remove this. So here it would be your own logic what exactly you are trying to build. So I don't have all this kind of stuff. I want to keep things simple, so I can just remove this. Okay, and here what I'll do is I don't want this json.stringify as well. Okay, so I can remove this, and here instead of UID maybe I'll just pass username. Okay, just bear with me over here. So here I can just pass username over here, and here I'll just tell it, okay, I have to pass it like this, sorry, pass it like this. Okay, and I will enter some famous personalities username over here, and I'll just tell AI to do something like this. Tell me about that personality's username. Here I'm not really using friend UID. Like I said, you can pass whatever you feel like. If you don't want to pass it, you can completely remove it as well, keep it as empty. It's up to you what you want to do it. If you remove it, you will have to remove it over here as well. Okay, now how to use it? So just go to your main function and you just have to call something like this. Yeah, summarize history. So this is the friend UID which we are passing, but we need to pass the username as well, right? So we can do something like this. Okay, should not be like this, it should be context. Yeah, something like this. And here I'll just ask it for the information of Jasprit Bumrah, who is a famous Indian cricketer. So let's see what it gives us. So yeah, that's how you will call it, and I'm just printing the result out. And now to run it, you can just do npx tsx index.ts. now there is only one TypeScript file, so I'm not going into all that dist folder and bundle build folder. I'm directly running it like this. It is not a complex project, so let's just wait what it gives. So it should typically tell us like Jasprit Bumrah is an Indian cricketer, how many wickets he has taken, is something like that. Okay, so let's just wait for this. It should be done anytime now. Okay, here you can see it has just given this entire details about Jasprit Bumrah. So hopefully you got the point. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.